Hi friends, Tasha Rose again with Radical Mothering. I am here today to give you a tour of my pantry. It's a working pantry and a long-term storage pantry, so if you're interested in finding out how I manage this, stick around. Okay, so a lot of you have heard me talk about my pantry. I love keeping a well-stocked pantry, and I've had ebbs and flows of it over the years, and obviously with the way the world is right now, lots of people are thinking about it. So I figured I would show you how I'm stocked right now and talk to you about a few other things that I have plans to do in order to increase my storage capacity within our pantry space. So let me give you a turnaround here of the camera. So when you walk into the pantry, we've got a nice door here, and I do keep the lock on it because I've got, 6 little mice in my house. You walk in, and the first thing you see is some of our long-term storage in our 10-pound cans. All these 10-pound cans come from Walmart, relatively inexpensive, with the exception of these big tuna cans. These are like 11, 12 bucks. And then I've got some of these pouches here that I got from a friend who was helping with a food rescue. So we've been working our way through these trays of apple pouches. So what I've got down here, I've got sweet potatoes and applesauce, and there are carrots and potatoes and tomato sauce and corn and green beans and sliced pears, all for my 10-pound cans, and then my sweet potatoes. And then on the same shelf, I have some jars of already powdered grains. So this is grits actually, and cornstarch. This is whole wheat flour, and then there's another jar back there of whole wheat flour. And then this is just some matzo crackers so that we can use to make like meatloaves and stuff like that. This is sitting here because I don't have a spot for it right now. And that's where I'm going to talk about little jelly shelves for you in just a minute. But I got these really cheap. I got this whole 6-pack of Bon Mama for $5. This is my canning that I've done. I've got cider here. I've got applesauce, apple butter. This is white grape juice concentrate that I got from a friend. Tomatoes that I did in April. Raspberry sauce and raspberry jam and strawberry jam and strawberry sauce and peach preserves. And these are whole plums that I did yesterday. Plums, peaches. And then there's some more peaches here. And then on this shelf, I've got all sorts of random canned fruits. I buy little random bits now and then, just to sock it away. Some of this is long-term and some of this is working. And you can kind of tell. I mean, like, we use our canned goods pretty regularly. We use stuff on this shelf pretty regularly. We use stuff on this shelf pretty regularly. It's a good balance, keeping both a working and a long-term pantry. And so I've got, on this shelf, I like to have a good supply of coconut milk and sweetened condensed milk, and then some other sweeteners, molasses. I've got agave, and I've got corn syrup way back there. I am getting more honey at the beginning of October from the guy I buy honey from. And I'll be getting a gallon of it. It comes in half-gallon jugs. Tons of peanut butter in here. Mustard. I am out of yellow mustard right now, though. Some random dressings. We normally buy our dressings, but doing a food rescue now and again, sometimes I get random dressings. So I just sock them in here for a rainy day. And then I have ketchups. I bought each one of these ketchups for $1 at Mike's. I have bulk garlic, some sriracha. These are peppers that I have put in oil myself. Let's see, I'll move these out of the way so you can see back here. And then back here, I've got my different yeasts. I've got rapid rise and then just active dry yeast. And I also have a brick of safe instant yeast, just for in case. We do sourdough, but you never know when you're going to need some really quick rise on a bread. And then this side of this top shelf, I've got all sorts of different beans, random, like I said, I get things now here and there, pick up one or two things, different vegetables, a whole bunch of soups my father-in-law brought, and I've got some beets. And then I like to have a big thing of bouillon, and I just replaced my bouillon. So I've got a big thing of bouillon, some nuts, and lots of baking powder. And then these are all my salts. My husband actually just picked up a bunch of pickling and fermenting salts for me yesterday. So I've stocked those in here, and I've got all my iodized salts back there. I'm going to go back down again, all the way back down here. I like to keep my cooking oils down here. So I've got that big jug of olive oil that you saw in the last video. I am going to go get another one of those jugs, and I do have to replace my big regular just generic cooking oil. I do have a small cooking oil back there. And then all my vinegars. I'm running low on vinegar, so I've only got 3 of them there. I like to have around 6 for cooking and cleaning. And then these are some 48-hour kits that I picked up at Walmart for 20 bucks a piece. They're pretty, just basic. Actually, I'll show you. They're super basic. They don't have a huge caloric value to them, but in a pinch for 20 bucks, I'm not too upset about it. And if we do end up using them, then I've got, a couple more buckets too that I can store more food in. This is sorry, I have baby wipes in here. I was cleaning and washing my hands with baby wipes. This is a big bucket of rice flour that I was given. And this is where I store all of my einkorn and emmer grains, and I've got DE in here plus a whole bunch of oxygen absorbers just to keep pests out. So far we're so good, so I'm not too worried about it. You see the DE everywhere. I had one of my little mice came in here and played with DE, the diatomaceous earth. So I just dusted in here with it this week, and I treated different things with it, so we keep pests at bay. And then in this one, there's just a whole bunch of different, in this bin, a whole bunch of different bars and granola bars and protein bars, stuff like that. And that's our date night picnic basket. There's a setting in there for just 2 people. And of course, the DE is sitting here for whatever we need it for. These are bulk gummy worms. And these are ramen noodles, because that's easy in a pinch. Even my 8-year-old can fix himself some ramen noodles. Okay, on this side, or this shelf of this side, I've got a few random boxes of things, but mostly I like to keep shelf-stable milks here. So there's some almond milk here, there's some soy milk here. I've got some protein beverages there, and these are some caffeine drinks that Zoe got, and some coconut water. And then up on this level, I've got all of my dry beans. These are some organic lentils I got for super duper cheap, and we like lentils, especially in the wintertime. All of our different beans, and I just got them in, oxygen absorbers in my beans, and some chia. This is my backup chia, my big chia's upstairs. This is one of our pasta jars. The other ones are being washed because I've got to fill them. I have a whole bunch of elbow noodles to put into them. And then one thing I really like to keep on hand is a lot of apple cider vinegar. I have 2 organic kinds, and then I've got several of these. These were like $1 a piece on sale at Cub one day, so I picked up a whole bunch of them. But these are my 2 preferred. Of these 2, this is my preferred, is Bragg's. And then normally I make hot chocolate myself, but just in a pinch, if I didn't get to it or whatever, I'm keeping hot chocolate in the pantry. And then we've got several different juices down here. And then I have Tang. Tang is so good in the wintertime for colds because it's super high in vitamin C. And I like to make it hot. I actually just made it for my husband last night because he felt like he was coming down with something. And I make it hot with an orange pekoe tea. And it's so good. It's so yummy to drink just generally that you forget you're sick. And I think that's part of the trick. Then up here we've got a few random things. My son Deggery really loves sardines, so I like to stack up on sardines. You can see we've got quite the sardine supply up there. And there's some chicken, canned chicken back there. And then I've got this whole bin full of different tuna packages. Oh, and then I got this stuff too, this vegan. So Cecilia is allergic to soy. So I had to pick up some kind of soy-free soy sauce, and I found these for $1 a piece, so I grabbed them. I am gonna pick up some Bragg's too for that purpose. I also will show you up here. I've got all these Nescafe. These are really nice jars to store stuff in. I've got a whole bunch of them, but these Nescafe jars, I've got 3 of them full of black pepper kernels. And like I said, we go through a lot of this, so I'm constantly replacing and whatnot. Now I'll show you the back side here. I'll start down here though. So this is my big pressure canner. My water bath canner is back here. That's just a little focus, a little glass pitcher that we've got, a crystal pitcher. And then this is kind of how I am needing to find some solutions. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see a little bit better. So this is all canning supplies, cans, jars and such. And then this is all beverages. So this is where our water storage is and where beverage storage is. And I would really like to have a little bit more accessibility back here somehow, but I'm not entirely sure how I can do that. This is the underneath of the stairs coming into the basement. And then on the other side of the stairs where the stairs are, I want to build some shelves there to store food, probably store canning supplies there actually. So that's what exists in this area. So if I want to get back there to get a Sprite or, you know, some juices or some water or whatever, I have to move things and it's really obnoxious, but we'll make it work. But then I have a ton of jars. You know, these are the Nescafe jars. I've got a box of various jars that have lids on them still, like, you know, you're just your standard pickle jars that you get when you buy pickles at the grocery store. I save those too because those can be resealed. A lot of canners say not to do that, but I am a rebel, I guess. One space that I know that I could utilize a little bit better is putting a shelf in this area. That might help with some of this under the stairs problem. And then another space that could be easily utilized is right in this space. I'm not entirely sure why whoever put this pantry in didn't do that in the first place, because this is a really nice space that could go all the way up, at least to the vents here, to utilize even more space. So that's all I have for you guys right now. If you have any questions about how I buy, where I buy, budget, stuff like that, let me know in the comments. I'm really happy to talk about it, especially right now. I am going to be doing a video on my top prepping items that I think everybody should have in their pantry at all times, just in case things go haywire, and then at least you've got some kind of something to eat, even if you don't have a massive working pantry or prepper pantry. All right, if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Hit the notification bell too so that you know when I've uploaded, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.